Hey everybody, it's CVH here, and today we are taking some Action Mage to the ladder, as you can see on screen. Pretty excited for this video because I haven't played Action Mage in a long time, and I actually just sort of brewed this list and haven't tested it at all. So of course, the correct thing to do is to take it right into the top 25 Legend ladder, and just see if we can win a couple games and surprise some people, because Action Mage doesn't see a whole lot of play nowadays. And I kind of want to see if it still worked. I saw Justin Larson playing a pretty different build actually on his channel, which sort of inspired me to take the deck back up and put my own spin on it. Yet again, playing cards like Shimmerine, Peddler, Artaeum Savant, which do seem kind of important, at least to me. Golden Saint might allow us to have some late game viability. As far as creatures are concerned, we already have the Burn Them Out plan with cards like Crushing Blow, Lightning Bolt, and Ice Spike. So yeah, I think up against Battle Mage. So this is a pretty tricky mulligan. I wish I had the Ring of Magicka because I could keep a 3-drop more. It just feels safer, basically. I think I keep Cunning Ally over the Artaeum Savant, even though this is a very important card for us, because I'm worried that it might be aggro. It's tricky. I'm gonna do it. Alright, we have Execute. That's also good against aggro. Let me turn the music on, actually. I've had that muted for a little bit. Alright. Alright, let's get on the board early. So I'm not exactly sure of the matchups. Maybe we actually hope it's Merrick. I neglected to include Art on Paladin, which would be one of the better ways this deck has to heal. Unfortunately, nothing to execute. It would be nice to go Scouting Patrol execute, but we already have a really easy kill on the Greystone Ravager, and we can be pretty sure that he is aggro Battle Mage, with a fair amount of prophecies that are sure to give this deck a headache, because we are in the business of breaking runes. We are not going to be slowing down. Well, maybe a little bit. I don't know yet. Definitely not a lot, though. Wonder if he's just going to be giving it the power. Yep. Alright, well that plays into Execute pretty well. Unfortunately, nothing to do along with the Execute. Not great. Not great. It would be nice to get Sage off next turn, but it also might just be a Cunning Ally Firebolt kind of turn next turn. We're definitely doing this. We're definitely doing this. We can hit him down to 26, and I think just stop there, because it's more likely than not that he gets a Prophecy, and we have nothing else to do this turn that could really respond to anything like that. So let's just hope he has a weak turn 3, or something that we can Firebolt at least. Alright, that's something we can Firebolt. Let's just hope Cunning Ally cooperates. It's going to be important here, because I think it's just a better play overall than Crushing Blow. And of course we could Sage, but since she did the 2 damage there, we can't even get a favorable Sage. That being said, we probably need a Sage in the future, so I think it's time to just start attacking. Let's start with this one. If he gets more cool, he can play it in that lane, because then we would just trade in. Alright, no Prophecy, that's really good. I guess we'll check for the ally now and play it in... Let's play it in the right, so we have something to take care of anything in the shadow lane in the future that might start attacking. Of course, if this might miss, we could have a trade there if we wanted. Please hit, though. Thank you. A lot of the game this deck might have against aggro decks. Seems to be, and this is a Truest Sorcerer decks too. A lot of it just does depend on whether or not you hit those very critical Cunning Ally turns. And we hit this one, which is nice. We have control of the board. Looks like we can get a Sage next turn. Maybe make these guys more annoying, give them Ward or Guard or something. Drain on this. Alright. So he could kill one extra thing in that lane, but he's valuing more the ability to push that damage right away. And this is a pretty tricky turn. We could go for another Cunning Ally Firebolt. Is it completely required that we kill that this turn? If I miss the Cunning Ally, things are looking pretty bad. We could go for 2 attacks in the left into a Royal Sage in the right. Give ourselves 2 chances at Guard, maybe a Ward, maybe a Drain. If we don't get Guard, looks like he'll be dealing the 4 damage, but I think this is one of our best chances to get the Sage online. And we don't even have to break a rune first. We can just do this, and we can Sage, and if this gets drained or something, we don't want to attack, or like if we feel safe after the Sage, we can attack more. If not, then we don't really have to. Okay, Guard is good. Drain is good. Even on a 1-1, I'll take it. Double Ward. Alright, Moment of Truth here. Moment of Truth. So we have good trades. We're likely to just get a good trade no matter what. I think we go in. I think we press our advantage here. If we miss a Prophecy here, we're in the money. Oh, we are in the money, guys. You heard it here first. Nothing. First 2 runes, nothing. He had to hard cast that Gratwood Ambusher. Man. Feeling good. Yeah, if this deck wanted to play a more defensive game against aggro, you could take out some things for art on Paladin. Maybe the Daggerfall Mages, that would also make the deck way more budget-friendly. Paladin with 24 actions, I believe, is definitely a good card if you want to be healing. Probably a better inclusion than a Pillaging Tribune, also better for your curve overall. Because for turn 4, as you can see, we really only have the Royal Sage if we're not playing a Lightning Bolt or a combination of other cards, cost or whatever. Yeah, he is using the 1 damage to deal with the drain. That is okay with me. So actions in our discard, Execute and Firebolt and 2 Scouting Patrols. So we're 50-50 to get a Scouting Patrol, which isn't great. Tough turns yet again. So Abyssian, Cunning Ally, and Firebolt all fits into the turn if we want. We can clear the 2 main attackers on the board right away with our guys if we need to. We could Cunning Ally first, and if we miss the Firebolt, we can then go for Crushing Blow to retain one of the wards. We can save the Crushing Blow for face. Let's Cunning Ally first, though. I think it's fine.
Let's do this.
We miss it. We miss it, guys. So we do need to kill that, which means we either use all of our attacks or we Crushing Blow. I think we're gonna Crushing Blow.
I have will shred your hide.
Gonna shred my hide, guys.
Shred your hide.
Well, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, we can just build up a force. What do we draw? Is it Firebolt? It's not. That's actually fine with me, though. So the 1/1 is not going to be able to kill my 3/1 thanks to cover. We have 2 Crushing Blows for 6 reach in this deck, which means we can start attacking with our creatures, and his prophecies won't be able to interact with the fact that I'm going to kill him with Crushing Blow. They'll just be able to remove some other creatures. Fate Weaver into. Cast out stuff. It's okay, yeah. It's okay. We do have Exactsies if he can't interact with my board with prophecies. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So I think we're supposed to go for it. So if we can get past the first 2 runes, we win the game. Do we get with this first? Probably. Wow. Yeah, I think that attack order is still right. This is more valuable, but if you played something over there, I could attack it immediately. Alright. So I don't win this turn. All I have to do is worry about dying. We can Iron this turn and play a Crushing Blow and an Execute along with it.
May the ancestors bless us.
Alright, Scouting Patrol is not removal, but it is free bodies on the board. Would we like to Crushing Blow that 3/3, or do we just save that much damage for face? Execute on this is pretty obvious, pretty clear that's going to happen. I don't really think this decision matters too much, which sucks to say because, you know, I think every decision matters when you really think about it. But he has 4 damage on board. With 7 Magicka, he can't even put 8 on board. That said, he could trade with my board. Maybe that's annoying as well. I think it's a fine Crushing Blow to take. There's no prophecies that would prevent us from killing him next turn. Nothing quite that powerful.
You are victorious.
One thing to maybe think about is we're at 15, he has 4 on the board. If he adds 1 more damage to the board with a Sharpshooter Scout there, and he runs Burn and Pillage could then clear, deal 4 damage to the entire right lane and clear everything, including the Royal Sage. So I guess there's that with the Crushing Blow that makes it more relevant, because he can't deal enough damage to Burn and Pillage for 4, and have the Magicka left over for Burn and Pillage if we do the Crushing Blow play. So yeah, doesn't seem like a great matchup, especially without the Paladins. Probably the Paladin changes a lot though. But let's queue another one and see what happens. I was playing some aggro Battle Mage on the ladder last night myself. Fun deck. I actually really do enjoy it. I don't know. I enjoy a lot of decks though. I miss Crystal Tower Crafter in this deck just a bit. That was a get out of control really quickly kind of card. But doesn't seem good enough. Quite good enough as a 1/1 anymore. Alright, let's see what Snaga's playing. Battle Mage again. What do we think? Top 10 battle mages, the aggro? Not keeping Ice Spike, not keeping Lesser Ward. Probably keeping Firebolt no matter what. Want to see how he mulligans though. Full keep. Good. Alright. Well, he might think I'm control. Maybe he's keeping greedy cards with his Merrick Battle Mage or something. That's ideal. Oh. Well. That's one way we can draw, I guess. Thing about action decks is sometimes you draw a lot of actions. Alright. If I could turn one that bad girl out there. Almost said bad boy. If I could just turn one Hex Mage Lesser Ward, I think we win. Where are my innervates? He didn't play a turn 1 and he full kept, which leads me to believe that he's not aggro, because he'd probably try to at least find a 1-drop. Would have expected to see at least one card switch places there. Well, I'm not giving him any insight into my deck either, because, you know, I would have liked to play something, at least ring out a 2-drop, and I just do not have the capabilities. That said, if we got an Artame Savant or something... Whoa. Alright. Things are getting wacky, guys. Let's show him that we kept the Firebolt. Not sure if he's tracking or anything. Maybe he is aggro and he just liked the hand, even though it didn't have Raider. He had a 2 and a 3 and a 4, or something like that. Or a 2 and 3 and another 2, and he was going to play double 2 on turn 4. We'll see. It could just be Merrick with Greystone Ravager. Nope, it's aggro. That is aggro. And I am taking back anything I said about not wanting double Firebolt. Pretty happy about that. Alright, next turn we're just going in with Lilendril Hex Mage. Good luck answering it. YOLO. Firebolt's a pretty good card, if you guys didn't know. Would have been like to stay in on curve, but we have more removal to follow up with. We still haven't taken basically any damage. Alright, taking a little bit more. It's okay. It's okay. I think we're gonna Lilendril. Ooh. Well, jeez. See, now it's annoying because my Lilendril Hex Mage is gonna give him a card when I Lesser Ward it. There's always the not Lesser Ward it line. Cunning Ally Firebolt seems not bad. Gets really bad if we don't get a Firebolt, though. Gets really bad really quickly. Sage Raw doesn't really seem like a good play. We'd set up for a favorable, which may or may not be allowed to happen if he has Sentinel Battle Mace, or Cast Out, or Shrieking Harpy, or Lightning Bolt. It just gets really bad for us. We could Cunning Ally and Lesser Ward the ally. If we hit the Firebolts, I think it's probably the best play overall. We just have to hit it. Oh, jeez. Alright, I'm doing this set for the favorable. I don't think the 2 damage with the Lilendril is going to matter. Or even be optimal a lot of the time. Regretting not putting the 2 art on Paladins into the deck if I had known I was going to queue against 2 Hacker Battle Mages for this video. For all the people about to be angrily typing in the comments, no guys, Aggro Battle Mage is an OP. No, we just don't have a good matchup because we neglected to put any heal or more than 6 prophecies in our deck. We don't really have guards that don't come down before turn 6. You know, if you don't put heal or hive defenders into your deck or more than 6 prophecies, it's kind of your fault. And that's kind of what I'm experiencing right now. We made a call. The call was wrong. For a second, I got hopeful that maybe he disconnected. Alright. There's a Raider. Oh god, that heals 2 extra damage here. Okay. We're fine. This is fine. Excuse me. Pardon. So, we could theoretically clear everything but the 2/2 if we wanted, or we could play Artame Savant and just eat another 5 damage. I really don't think we can survive eating another 5 damage. But we can actually just clear the entire board. That seems better. Lightning Bolt, Ring, double execute. We're gonna do that. Wish I had my 3rd Firebolt because then I could go Artame Savant, Firebolt, execute, Ring, execute, and just... I think we'd actually win if we could do that, if we had a 3rd Firebolt with these 2 executes and the Savant. Oh well. Not the case. At least we retain a little bit of board on this side. We do lose a lot of our ability to contest that board, but like that's dead, so there's that. Yeah, I mean, this is when even like a raw Golden Saint for a 4/4 guard wouldn't be that bad. If I could just plop it down on the right and not take some more damage, because I can answer something in the left. Oh, please miss. Please miss, buddy. Thank you. Thank you so much for that whiff. Shimmering a little past its prime. Could simply go 2, 3, and 2. Do we hit? I mean, we have to start winning the game eventually.
I have you now.
I've been at least getting very lucky with the fact that we haven't hit many prophecies. It's good. So, best way to do this. Just play everything in the right. All three things.
Looking to make a purchase?
Fivefold generations, my friend.
Think we ward this one. Yeah, but it's not looking good, guys, if you guys couldn't tell. We are a lot lower in life than we were in the last game, much earlier, and without, most importantly, without the ability to actually kill my opponent anytime soon. But maybe his hand is just terrible. It would be tough to find 5 cards that were all just bad here, but not impossible. Maybe he overvalues my creatures. I mean, he's top 10, so I'm sure he can make the read that, like, I'm not threatening to kill him anytime soon. But if he overvalues and wastes resources killing things, that's one way we could come back into the board. He's thinking hard. A lot of people coming online right now. Wow, what's happening with my friends list right now?
There is plenty for all.
See, that's not a high impact card here. I mean, I didn't really play around it because I didn't ward the lesser ward itself. I didn't ward the ward crafter itself, I mean, but hey. Possibly the weakest draw on the deck. It's okay, guys. He only has 9 on board.
A serious calls you.
I have you now.
Yeah. Cringe. This deck is not great at playing from behind. You could make it better at playing from behind by teching an Ice Storm or a Firestorm or something. You could indeed do that. I guess I play one of these in the left.
Their time grows short. Their time grows short.
The best Royal Sages I've ever played. I don't know about you guys. Alright, so now he has actual lethal on board, so we have to get absurdly lucky. If the next 2 runes are both prophecies... I mean, if the next rune is a prophecy and he has no burst damage, then sure, we could maybe live for a turn. If the next 2 runes are both prophecies, and we draw incredibly well, maybe we can even win the game, but we have to get... I have to imagine it's less than 5% to actually come out of this one. But we're still going to try, damn it. We are not dead yet. Alright, we're getting more dead. We need exactly a prophecy, and for him to not have Sentinel... Okay. That also... that does the trick. Alright, so if you want to attack against aggro decks, like I said, Ardon Paladin, Hive Defender, maybe even a Tech Firestorm or Ice Storm, you need some guards or you need some heals. But if you're just playing some action decks in the ladder because you haven't tested them previously and you didn't really know what the meta was going to be like in a 2-game sample size, this is the list for you. As always, hopefully you all enjoyed. Action Mage is pretty fun, so I definitely encourage you to take maybe some of the core cards in here and experiment around with it. Feel free to leave a like, feel free to subscribe for more strategy content, gameplay, deck techs, etc. I'll see you guys next time.